number 16, Charlie Corbin. At center for the Bears, number 18, Sam Lafferty. And right wing, number 10, Max Wilman. The rest of the Brown Bears and their head coach, Brendan Whitten. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineup for the Engineers of RPI. Leading your team on the ice tonight's junior engineer, please welcome Sean Parker. And starting in the role of sophomore from Vancouver, Minnesota, number 35, Chase Perry. And back the bench, a junior from Calgary, Alberta, number 13, Jared Wilson. And right the bench, a senior from United, Minnesota, number 2, Parker Reno. And starting forwards for the Engineers, at left wing, he's a junior from United, Minnesota, number 23, Luke Ney. At center for the Engineers, a senior from Bloomingdale, Illinois, number 20, Jimmy Nino. And then at the right wing, a senior from Georgetown, Ontario, number 27, Jake Wood. Let's welcome the rest of the Engineers. Their head coaches, Seth Hackett. Assistant coaches are Brian Fines and Nolan Gray. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise as the RPI Pep Band will play the national anthem of Canada. And now please welcome the students from Van Antwerp Middle School in the Niskayuna Central School District as they sing the national anthem of the United States of America.
What's so proudly and that includes RPI men's and women's ice hockey, football, and baseball later on in the year. We'd also like to remind you WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Put your browser to www.wrpi.org, and you can hear our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as we are broadcasting. We will have it on our internet feed. Once again, it is www.wrpi.org. Also, WRPI is looking for current RPI students to make live broadcasts such as this one between RPI and Brown. If interested, shoot us an email at wrpi-sports@rpi.edu. And we will do our best to accommodate you. Once again, you are listening to 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy, coverage of RPI men's hockey against Brown here at DeGuerin, along with Peril Scaris here from the Houston Fieldhouse.
RPI and Brown met 4 times last year, including twice in the playoffs. The Engineers swept a 2-game series. Engineers trailed in both of those games. They came back to win 3-2 and 4-3 last March 5th. 4th and 5th. They were, of course, 1-0-1 ECAC hockey play. We are underway here from the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI 0-2 in the league, 1-5-1 overall. The Bears 0-2 so far this season as RPI gets it deep. Worked around to the near side half wall. RPI in their home whites, Brown in brown with white trim, including brown helmets. This is a steal behind the net. DeVito trying to work it out in front. Loose to the side of the cage and chopped over the top by Jimmy DeVito. They tie things up behind the goal. This is good pressure by RPI. Wood had it knocked off his stick. DeVito trying to drive it out in front. It's whacked away as well. And now it'll be picked up and carried towards the near side out to center. Wilson shoots it right back into the offensive zone far side. Back to pick it up, Max Gottlieb. Sophomore, was on the all-ECAC hockey freshman team last year when he had the 2 goals and 19 assists. Looking to work a puck up the far boards. Broken up in the neutral zone by Parker Reno. Chipped back into the RPI end. Race for the puck. First one to it. It's going to be Max Willman. Buffalo Sabres draft pick takes a hit from Wilson, but does keep it in the zone. Charlie Corcoran trying to get away from Wilson now. Tyrannese throws a shoulder into him. Alternate captain Parker Reno trying to clear it out. Pops off a skate. Engineers just chip it out to center, where it's corralled by a new defenseman. That's Techmeyer for the Bears. Played up the wall, pushed into the RPI zone. Trey Dodd, backhand flip in front, nearly connected there. They're looking for Tyler Bird. He'll track it down to the near corner of the RPI zone. No score early on. Spinning with it in the corner is Davey Middleton. Works it to the far point. Not enough on the pass. Picked away by Melanson. The Engineers are out the other way. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Melanson in. Centering pass all the way through. Bourbonnais. Shot from a tight angle. And an awkward save made there by Gavin Nieto. Kind of fell down but made a right leg save. And back out to center come the Bears. They dump it in. Skipped wide of Chase Perry, who fumbled that one a bit, but the Engineers have it. Prapavesis stick handling through zone near side. Outlet pass to Hayhurst. Hit his skate at the brown-blue line. Played back into the RPI end. D-to-D pass near side. Prapavesis crosses the blue line. Drops it back. Too far for Riley. He'll have to go back into his own zone to pick it up. Far side circle. He slips and falls. Can't clear. Bouncing puck in front. Walking right out, and a couple of tries there. Perry made the save. Back to the point. Wrist shot stopped by Perry again. Don't know how he saw that one, but it got over well. Another shot from the far wall. Perry makes the stop. This time he's able to cover. 2.5 into a scoreless first period. No score here, and some shots, though, for the Bears coming, and a near blunder by Nieto at the other end.
Yeah, and RPI had a 3-on-2. They were charging, and Melanson hit Bourbonnais, and Bourbonnais, Nieto thought Bourbonnais was going to pass it, but Bourbonnais shot it, and Nieto sort of awkwardly saved it off his pad.
Defensive zone face-off win. Manley near side for Reisinger. He can't clear it out. Kept in at the point by Prizebeck. Played around behind for the Engineers. Shot out near side. This will leave the zone and go all the way down. Looks like it has enough on it for icing. It was up on edge, but it will cross the end line. 17-18 on the clock. First period, no score. RPI and Brown. The Engineers take on number 16 Yale tomorrow night right here at the Houston Fieldhouse.
Yeah, and the Engineers are just trying to find their offense, and the Browns are a team that's reeling, haven't scored a goal yet so far in a game that counted here today. So RPI is hoping to keep them scoreless at the end of the night.
Draw to the left of Chase Perry, the Andover, Minnesota native, looking for his first win as an RPI goaltender this evening. Kept in by Gottlieb as he pinched up to the top of the circle. Puck wrapped around to the near corner. Tie up there by Grant, now behind the net. Fed to the near side. Corcoran walking in a shot. That was blocked by skates. Grant will chip it off the near boards, get some help from Reisinger out to center. All the way down it goes. Will this be icing again? Yes, it will. Alex Rodriguez, they'll say, did not beat Gottlieb down the ice sheet.
Yeah, Gottlieb just had the angle on Rodriguez, as Rodriguez was there skate for skate, but Gottlieb had the angle and got to the circle first because of that. 16:53 left to play in the first, no score here in the first period. RPI and Brown.
Draw here to the left of Perry. Poked into the corner. Grant again ties up with his man. This is Engineers group that wants to get a shift, and they won't get one as they're going to draw a penalty. It's going to be a hold. They're going to get Tommy Grant. And exactly what the Engineers did not want to do. They will go on the penalty kill. Not quite, about 3:15, exactly 3:15 into the game.
Yeah, you heard Seth Apper in today's interview before the game saying RPI has to do a better job of staying out of the penalty box. A lot of the calls that have been called this year are holdings and hooks. And right there we see a hold on Tommy Grant. So RPI has to do a better job adjusting to the calls this year. 16:45 left to play in the first, no score.
Draw here to the left of Perry. Tommy Grant off here. Face-off push towards the point. It's just the third penalty taken this year for Tommy Grant, all minors. To the point, McCardle. Far side out of the zone, backing up out to center now Gottlieb. It was a poor pass from Josh McCardle, junior alternate captain from Roscoe, Illinois. This Brown team is, Ed mentioned, looking for their first goal of the season. They've allowed 9. Here's a move into the circle, still walking in. A shot and a save by Perry off the try by Bedoin. And now back to the point. Fed in, stolen away. Good play by Reno. He stole the Gottlieb pass up the wall and shot it all the way down the ice. That'll allow RPI to change its penalty killers. It will be Max Gottlieb to start things out, sophomore from Old Bridge, New Jersey. He and Tommy Marchand, both all ECAC rookie team skaters. There's a shot off the side of the net, might have even hit the post. This is fed right on through. Now Marchand over to the far side. Gottlieb, one-timer. That one did not get to goal. It was blocked by Riley. Swept behind the cage. Picked up Prapavassis. He'll try to clear, and he does. Out to center now. A race for the puck. Here comes Wood shorthanded. Wood walking in, looking for the top right corner, and he missed the net. This will rattle all the way down the ice to the Engineers' end. Back to pick it up, Parker Reno. Senior from Medina, Minnesota. Works it to the near boards for Wilson. He lost it there. Marchand, far side, feeds some room, and that one shot off the glass on the try from Techmeyer. Near corner now. Back to the point. Corcoran holding. 25 seconds to go in the Brown power play. 15 minutes left in the scoreless first period. Centering pass right in front. Bird shot blocked. Another shot stopped by Perry. And the Engineers do clear. Big block in front. The rebound fell to one of the Brown skaters. And Chase Perry stuck out that big left leg. And now Lou Nanny nearly stole the puck behind the Brown goal. And the Bears are back out, however, 3 seconds to go in the power play. Shot and a glove save with 1 second remaining on the Grant penalty. They're saying, well, are they going to let him out? That's the question. Tommy Grant ready to go out. The door was open. The referee comes over here. That is Reigert. That is Matt Reigert, one of the 2 officials today, referees, with he and Brad the Block. Say 1 second left in the power play, so this is a big face-off here if Brown can capitalize. Face-off in the RPI zone, pushed back towards the point. And the Bears had vacated. That shot was blocked by Hayhurst, and the Engineers are out to center. Into the zone onside. Polino, a shot. That one's blocked by the skate of the defenseman, Techmeyer. And now it's back out to center. Fanning on the pass and getting knocked down. Loose puck in front, and a backhand try went wide. As he was drifting wide the goal, junior Tim Lappin missed the cage. Far side now, Trey Dodd, freshman from St. Louis, Missouri. On for Middleton. Loose to the near corner, picked up by Prapavessis, the junior Dallas Stars pick from Oakville, Ontario. Working up the far boards now. Hayhurst into the zone just onside. Good move to get free. Liljegren takes a shot. He had a man. Polino cutting to the back door. He elected to shoot, and a left pad stop was made by Nieto. Almost turned into a 2-on-0 there for Liljegren and Polino. Liljegren who picked up his first point of the year against Union last time out. Looking for his first goal there. He was denied, Ed, with 13:49 left in the first. We are still scoreless because of it.
Yeah, it looks like Liljegren was looking at Polino like he wanted to pass, and he was hoping Nieto fell for the head fake. But Nieto did not fall for the head fake as Liljegren just tried to sneak a shot right by Nieto, and Nieto had none of it. 13:49 left to play in the first, no score.
Puck played below the RPI goal line. Couple of shoves from, looks like Manley back there. It is. Bears have it, however, loose to the near circle. Stolen away. Here comes Patrick Polino. Freshman from Buffalo, New York, looking for his first collegiate point. Stopped up at the blue line. Has to wait for Liljegren to touch up and then elects to dump it in. Gottlieb back to pick it up. Has McCardle with him and use him behind the net. Some pressure from Liljegren. Puck kicked to far side. Bears can't clear. Now they'll have another chance to do so. McCardle to center. Tipped on forward. Flipped into the slot. Bouncing puck cannot be settled by Nolan Abel, the freshman from Brookville, New York. As it's worked up the wall. Gottlieb. One-timer coming. That one skips wide of the goal. Right back out to the near circle it comes. Bouncing there. Who can corral it? Tyrannese fights for it. And he will eventually find Liljegren in the slot. Nifty stick handle move to find Wilson. And the Engineers are out to center. Jared Wilson on the move. Into the zone. Pulls it back. Little flip on goal. Looking for a deflection. Stick was tied up. That one deflected just on goal again. It was partially blocked, so Nieto just had to stick it away. Now Bourbonnet's tied up with a stick. Pitching in Wilson. Centering pass. Shot coming over the top from Tyrannese. Again, it's Wilson at the near wall. He's tied up there. Bears trying to clear, but kept in by Tyrannese. Into the corner it goes for Riley Bourbonnet, the senior captain. To the far corner now. It's Melanson stick handling, looking for the backdoor play, and Prapavessis had to corral that one off the wall. Prapavessis still in deep. Finally taken away by Wilmot, and he'll look to work it up far side. Charlie Corcoran, junior from Connecticut, works it into the RPI zone. Broken up by Riley. Quickly to the far corner. High in the air. It'll come down out of the zone. Played on further by the Engineers. They chip it in. That's DeVito with fellow co-captain Bourbonnais. DeVito in the corner. Spins away from the check of Guttari. And now loose to the near point. Will be kept in by Charlie Manley. Good pressure by DeVito behind the goal. Sweeps it to the near half wall. And now it's out to center, however. Big bounce for the Bears. They move it in 2-on-2. Shot coming. Saved by Perry. Rebound there for a second. He will smother it. It was Davey Middleton searching for that rebound, but he couldn't get there before Perry could cover.
Yeah, the problem was Perry had that puck, and it dropped straight down in front of him. The problem was Middleton was crashing in very nicely. And almost got to the puck before Perry did, but Perry kind of lucky that the puck dropped straight down off of his pads. 11:32 left to play in the first, no score, RPI Brown.
Off the draw, Bird spins with it and lost it into the near corner. Tyler Bird, a junior from Andover, Mass, and a draft choice of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Can't control, but it's shot right back in by the Bears. Indirect behind the goal, far side. Coming back to pick it up was Polino. Stole it right away from Dodd, who thought he had a free steal there, but Polino came back to jump right in front of him. Puck back to center, picked up Reno. Chips it up the wall. Dodd intercepts and backhands it right back into the near corner of the RPI zone. 10:58 on the clock, first period. RPI and Brown scoreless at the Houston Fieldhouse. This will be shot all the way down. They wave off the icing. Hit thrown by Liljegren up the near side boards. It's Tim Lappin. On for Gessert, and we get a whistle. The freshman from Novi, Michigan, Jack Gessert, looking for his first points as a collegiate hockey player. They were offside.
Yeah, just a little bit offsides. They were a little anxious looking for that first goal, and Lappin, a name familiar to Brown fans and RPI fans as well, as Nick Lappin has been giving RPI fits. Fortunately for RPI, he has moved on.
Shot comes in, kicked away by Perry. Puck bounces all the way onto center ice. It'll be corralled there by Joe McGuire. Behind the net now, the Engineers have it. Backhanded to the corner, far side for Riley. Scooped up the glass. That came up and hit Reisinger, who just kind of swats it out to center ice. Right back in it comes from the forecheck of the Bears. It'll be shot near side into the skates of Reisinger. He'll try to corral it, and it finally does. He'll just chip it into the offensive zone. Behind is Gottlieb. He'll try the far side with it. Carried to center by Bedoin. Brent Bedoin, freshman from Londonderry on New Hampshire. Shot in on goal. Easy pad stop for Perry. Played out to center for Max Reisinger. Reisinger making just his second appearance from Walding, Austria. Played for the Minot Minotaurs last year. 6 foot, 200-pound left-handed shot. He's on the fourth line tonight with Bradley Bell, the converted defenseman, and Alex Rodriguez. Into the offensive zone come the Bears now, flipped in by Marchant. 27 points as a freshman last year, 14 goals, 13 assists. Leads this very stout offensive group. Now Melanson, a breakaway the other way. Shot and a save made by Nieto. Lulled everyone to sleep, including myself, to Melanson. Stuck behind everybody. Pass got through. He was one-on-one with Nieto, and he made the stop. Numbers on Gavin Nieto not great. When you give up 6 goals in a game, it kind of hurts your GAA and save percentage, but he has looked solid so far. Other than that first shot kind of blunder, he kind of fell down in the play and was lucky that Bourbonnais didn't beat him. Other than that, he has been good on all 4 RPI shots. Shots are 8-4 Brown with 8:45 left in the first period. Engineers work it up the near wall to center. DeVito across the red line will just dump it in before taking a hit along the near boards. Picked up there by the Bears, shot high in the air, nearly out of the play, but picked up by Prapaveses. That must have stayed in just barely as it rode the high glass toward the near point. Now it's back down low. Jake Wood, indirect to the far point for Riley. Near point, Prapaveses, good puck movement here, pulls it back. Still Prapaveses, wrist shot went wide. All the way to the far point now, top of the circle, Riley pulls it back, thought about a shot, works it down low for Lou Nanny. Now Wood in the corner, up top, Prapaveses, fakes a shot, takes a shot off the post and out. Prapaveses rung one out the left pipe, and now it's back the other way for Brown. 3-on-3 with a good poke check. Good stick position there from Riley, although the Bears jump right back on it again. Stolen away by Wood, and the Engineers are out to center. That one behind Hayhurst. He'll back up into his own zone as the rush was slowed. Now Hayhurst carries a little bit of speed. He'll take a shot and fire high and wide. Back out to center it goes. Tommy Grant shoots it into the skates of the man in front of him. Now a 2-on-1 chance. Bird had the puck skip over his stick into the near corner. Behind it goes now for Dodd. Dodd taken down by Grant. Looked like he was looking for some kind of penalty, didn't get it. Back to the point. Shot in by Guattari. Around the behind the goal it goes for Bird. And now Middleton. Kept in over there by Dodd. Middleton down low. Good passing here from the Bears now. Up top, it's Dane Cooper. That shot hit traffic in front of Perry, never got to goal. Now a jam try, pad save Perry. Trying to lift it, Bird, no. He's denied by Chase Perry as well. Chase Perry picking up where he left off in Schenectady last Saturday. Very solid. And he's been good for these Engineers. The numbers don't quite illustrate that, but showing so there. Very sturdy against that left post, not allowing the Bears to jam that puck in.
Yeah, Chase Perry holding his ground and staying true to himself and not letting the puck in. And on that Melanson breakaway, what happened actually was, the puck went airborne, looking to hit Melanson, and it got hit with a high stick by a Brown defenseman. And the linesman was already to call high sticking, but it deflected right to Melanson, who came in on the breakaway. 7:02 left to play in the first. No score, RPI and Brown. A good, actually, look at the records of these two teams, and both teams struggling, but this has actually been an up and down, exciting game. Both teams getting their shots. Gavin Nieto and Chase Perry in net for Brown and RPI respectively have been, playing very well, playing solidly. Nieto made a great save on Bourbonnais, and Prapaveses rung one off the post. Chase Perry, haven't had, difficult saves, but saves nonetheless. And RPI doing a good job blocking the shots that Brown is creating that would be a difficult save for Perry to make. 7:02 left to play in the first. No score, RPI and Brown.
Draw to the left of Chase Perry. Engineers win it as it's going to be Parker Reno trying the near side, chipped out to center ice, and all the way down. This will be not icing. Good speed by Melanson, looking to center on the backhand. Can't find Tierney's, but Tierney's does a nice job to muscle back out of the puck. Below the goal line now, far side corner, Bourbonnais to the point. Near point, Wilson. He'll flip one on goal. That one skipped over the top of the net just barely. Might have caught the face mask or helmet of the goaltender Nieto. Now it's out to center, scooped into the RPI zone. Good hit by Wilson to deny an entry into the zone, at least by the player. The puck went in. But that was it. Now Tierney stick handling through center ice. Fantastic start once again in his sophomore season for Evan Tierney. Last year season cut short at 6 games as a puck is stolen in front. Shot was blocked on the try by Hayhurst. Backhander goes wide off the stick of Liljegren. As RPI forcing a turnover in the Brown zone there is a near shot there from Polino. Never came. His stick was tied up, and now it's chopped towards the neutral zone. Flipped on further. Tommy Marchand all by himself. Pulls it back and takes a shot through the legs of Riley, and a toe save is made into the far corner. Marchand again on it along the far half wall. He'll cycle. Riley has his man tied up in the corner. Puck gets pried free by Hayhurst, and the Engineers look to skate it out near side. Jacob Hayhurst on the move. 3 assists for him in 7 games so far in his freshman season. We get a penalty coming up as the Engineers enter the zone. They're going to get a hooking call. It'll go on the Bears. And a good time. RPI getting outshot here 10-4 early. Play has been pretty even, but the Bears have been getting more pucks to the net. Now a power play chance for the Engineers, their first of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be on Brown. Bowdoin, the freshman from Londonderry, New Hampshire, did a good job lifting up the stick of Hayhurst, but now we know why, because there was a hook. 5:30 left to play in the first. No score, RPI and Brown.
Engineers power play 6 for 42 on the season. That's 14.3%. They were 2 for 4. Riley Bourbonnais picking up both power play goals against Union last Saturday. So Engineers have been better last couple weekends. They're over 20%. As they'll work it up the near wall from Melanson, who will shoot it in. Bounces off the backboard to the side of the cage, chipped behind, but it pops right to the Bears, and they're able to clear all the way out. That was Joe McGuire, the freshman from Dix Hills, New York, former Sioux Falls Stampede, making his second appearance for the Bears. It'll be Tyrannese with it, shooting it near side for Melanson. He'll cross center and skate across the line to the point for Liljegren, fed far side, and that one took a bounce for the Bears, poked into the RPI end now, trying to lead a shorthanded break was Dodd, but that's quickly stolen back, and here comes Liljegren into the offensive zones. Liljegren trying to walk right in. Gets bumped off the puck, but tracks it down in the far corner. Hayhurst with Liljegren, worked up the wall. Another chance for the Bears to clear. It's Bird. He'll carry ahead, maybe a 3-on-2 now. Make it a 2-on-2 as Bird goes off. Shot goes wide off the stick of Gottlieb. Back comes Hayhurst. Power play for another 45 seconds for RPI. They set up now. Prapavessis fakes a shot. Far point, near point. Riley a drive. And that one caroms hard off the glass behind Nieto. Shot down by the Bears once more. Race for the puck. Riley's going to be just ahead of Middleton. They tie up. Third man in. Takes the puck away. It's Prapavessis. Now Bourbonnais crossing center near side. Works it into the corner. Still Bourbonnais. Centering pass out in front. DeVito! And he didn't catch it cleanly. Kind of a little knuckle puck there. And he didn't have a lot on the shot. And Nieto came flying out of his crease to swallow that one up.
Yeah, Bourbonnais sort of flipped the pass right back to DeVito. And DeVito had to settle the puck as the puck was on edge. And that little half a second that DeVito took allowed Nieto to come out of his crease and stop that puck. 3:47 left to play. No score in the first period.
Face off in the Bears zone. 16 seconds to go on the RPI power play. Big hit right behind the goal. Karam's all the way past Grant out to center ice. Race for the puck, showing good speed. Here is Willman. He's got it, looking to try and center on the backhand. Broken up by Grant, who just got back in time. Lafferty now. He tried to center, stolen away by Melanson. He gets knocked down by Willman. Out of the box is Bedoin. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. Both power plays the full 2 minutes. That's an oddity this year. Lafferty near side for Willman. Good move into the RPI zone. Drop pass top of the circle. Can't find it. Corcoran wasn't looking for it. And that'll allow the Engineers to take over and just scoop it up the wall. And it will leave the ice sheet. And we'll get a stoppage. 3:06 to go first period at DeGarian. Perry Lascaris, no score from the Houston Fieldhouse.
Yeah, and you know, RPI really has the bulk of the play, you know, especially on the point. Will Riley, Mike Prapavessis, Jared Wilson doing a great job getting shots in. The problem is they're not on net getting a deflection. 3:05 left to play in the first, no score.
Moving into the RPI zone. Shot comes, sticked away by Perry to the near side half wall. A man breaking was Rodriguez. They couldn't find him. Manley will skate it ahead. Then try to pass to Rodriguez. It's behind him. That will be icing. Get a quick stoppage here and a puck right back in the RPI zone on the draw.
Yeah, Rodriguez looking for the old cherry pick play right on the blue line, and they couldn't find him. And then he couldn't get the puck to deflect to negate icing, and comes all the way back into the RPI zone. 2:51 left to play in the first. No score. RPI and Brown in ECAC league play.
shot by Marchand. He didn't catch that one clean. He just kind of wafts wide right of the goal. Tie up in the far side of the RPI zone. Poke towards the blue line, kept in by the Bears. Trying to force it out of the zone was Manley. Nearly a hand pass there. That'll pop up into the crowd. Watch out, everybody. Looks like people were paying attention over there. Someone caught a souvenir. 2:35 on the clock in the first still. Things have stagnated just a bit with all these whistles. But again, not exactly the first period RPI was looking for. The positives are they're not losing right now, but they don't quite have that fire that they've seemed to come out with on Saturdays so far in this one. It's going to be Prapavesis off the draw, drops it back for Riley. Into the offensive zone, good pass there. Reisinger dropped it back. Good find. Hayhurst walking in, a shot and a save made by Nieto. There was plenty of traffic in front. Reisinger was there, Liljegren was there, and it was a good entry into the zone. I'm not sure how Reisinger picked out Hayhurst in the middle of the slot, but he did. Hayhurst took the shot. Nieto was somehow able to cover.
Yeah, I don't know if Hayhurst knew that either. It looked like Hayhurst was a little bit shocked by that pass, and that he found it, and he was able to get cleared. 2:20 left to play in the first, no score, RPI and Brown.
Face off here. Picked up by Gottlieb in the near corner. He'll ring it out far side, but there's only Prapavesis waiting for it. Prapavesis makes a move, lost his man into the slot. Still Prapavesis, fed on goal, and that one hit a skate. Prapavesis now at the near point. Calling for it, Riley. He'll get it. 2 minutes to go. A shot skips wide of the goal from the near side. Kept in by Hayhurst. Liljegren using his body to shield away McCardle. Still Liljegren feeding it through the slot. Picked up on the near side by Hayhurst again. Again, Liljegren kind of chopped at that one. Almost a bandy-style swing as it's tapped around to the near half boards. Prapavesis with it there. Mike Prapavesis off the wall now. Looking to work it in front. Reisinger with a nifty move. Trying to spin around in center, but it was broken up. And now Bird has it for the Bears. He'll carry out to center. Tyler Bird into the RPI zone, stops in the far corner. Bears changing behind him. Minute 20 to go in the first period. We are scoreless. DeVito trying to move it up the boards for Reisinger. He eventually does get it to center, hit the linesman on the far side. Bears take over. Shot right back into the RPI zone. Behind Perry to the near side. Riley takes a look around, tries the far side. Prapavesis, blind backhand pass given away. Center right out in front. Saved by Perry. Whoa, he bailed out Prapavesis there, and now back comes Nanny and Wood. The Engineers are offside. Wood touches the puck anyway. That will be an offside whistle. 54.5 seconds left in the first period. And that group, don't want to make excuses for them, Ed, but they've been out there for quite some time, Riley and Prapavesis, and they just nearly gave one away.
Yeah, Prapavesis with a huge giveaway right in the crease. And fortunately for Prapavesis, Perry was right there. That was the hardest save Perry had to make, I think, today. 54.5 seconds remain in the first, no score, RPI Brown.
Draw won by the Bears, but it's all the way back behind their own goal now. Poked free, Melanson trying to find it, but McGuire has it for the Bears. Near side, neutral ice. McGuire into the RPI's end of the ice. It'll be picked up by Wilson. Wilson spins away from some pressure, feeds it all the way down the middle. They wave off the icing. They'll say it was tipped. So we'll have to track this one down. McGuire, the first one there for Brown. Far side wall. Melanson bumps into Marchand, who absorbs the check and just works it out to center. Back into the RPI zone, chipped off the glass by Grant. He'll find neutral ice once more. Tierney's trying to fight for it, carries it into the offensive zone. Bourbonnais cutting, finds Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais centering pass, sweeping save by Nieto. Good shot there, Melanson on the tail end of things. All three forwards for the Engineers there, and their top line combining. But they couldn't sneak one past Nieto. Now Grant takes a penalty. Oh boy, as the horn sounds, there was nowhere for Dodd to go. He obviously wasn't going to get a scoring chance with 0 seconds left, and Tommy Grant takes a hooking call basically in the final second, a trip in the final second of the first period. So the Bears left a full 2 minutes of power play to start the second. Other than that, not a whole lot doing in that first period. Chase Perry, a couple of big saves. We've seen him do that before. Even here at the Houston Fieldhouse, make some big stops to keep the Engineers in things, and that's what's happened once more.
Yeah, and Chase Perry, you can't mention enough. He's coming up huge for RPI. But on the other end, Gavin Nieto too has kept Brown in this game. Prapavesis hit a post, and then Nieto made an awkward save on Bourbonnais. and even on Liljegren. So, Gavin Yetto's not playing very badly either. But, the last play of the game, the last play of the period, Tommy Grant just needs better awareness and time on the clock and where he is. There was no chance Brown was going to do any harm, and there's no need for that penalty. And then Melanson didn't get all of that shot, with a couple seconds left to play in the first. So, that's where we stand. A few saves here and there, and this could be a different game. But right now, we'll take a. Brown 0. You're listening to live coverage of Virginia Hockey on 91.5 FM.
We'll start with Connor Farnan. Pedro Petros. Dimitrios Skordos. Dawson Farah. John Fraser. James Benton. Kentaya Jackson. Missy Schwartz. Dahlia Gold. Rosie Sanchez. Amanda Paulo. Santino Russo. Miguel Marcel. Anthony Roberts. Zachariah Underside. Jacob Hepp. And Patrick Buffalo. It's a great honor. We've got one more. Gage Brown. Kirk Gage. Let's see those trophies, guys. You heard me? Hold them up. remember for all your banking and insurance needs, stop by Secure. Moose Street in Troy or on campus. Corrects the reunion.
on teams 4-on-4 here from the field house.
Face off in the Bears zone. It'll be minute 24 of 4-on-4 play. Prapavessis has it here. Far time. One timer went through the legs of Riley. Never got a stick on it. Kept in, helped on further by Wood for Tyrannies in the far corner. Evan Tyrannies there. Towards the point, pointing all the way out to center, where he will start things back out for RPI. Loose puck at center, chipped into the RPI zone. Now Perry goes on a bit of an adventure, looking to center there, and then it's Chase Perry again. He got a stick in the way. Carried to center ice by Prapavessis. He'll cross center and dump it in. Picked up by the Bears. They quickly outletted ahead to center. It's shot in. And now to the near side, half wall for Gottlieb. Fed to the far point, helped further by McGuire. In deep, 28 seconds left of 4-on-4 play. It's scooped high in the air. And this one ends up in the RPI bench. 18:22 on the clock, second period. No score, Engineers and Bears.
Yeah, back and forth action as teams play 4-on-4, and that one just ended up into the Engineers bench. 18:22 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and Brown. Still remains 4-on-4 for the next 23 seconds.
Women's hockey action. The Engineers trail 6-2 in the third period at Yale. A reverse opponents for the RPI women this weekend. They play Brown tomorrow night. Here's Will Riley into the RPI zone. Riley down low, all the way around that, looking for the wraparound. And that one came off of something on the far side of the net, and it's back out to center ice. Middleton there, poking at it. Bourbonnais just helped all the way down. This will be icing on Riley Bourbonnais, and the Engineers, no, they wave it off. Power play now for the Engineers for 31 seconds. Here is Prapavessis for RPI. Into the zone, stick handling Liljegren, takes a shot along the ice that goes wide right of the post. Prapavessis trying to keep it in, swept to center, right onto the tape of Riley. He'll backhand it far side neutral zone for Nanny. Backs up along the blue line now. Down the middle off the skate of Hayhurst. Penalty about to expire. Very short 30-second power play for RPI is over as well. And now moving into the zone is Dodd. Stops at the half wall. Shot in a pad save by Perry. Far corner now as it's kicked at and played behind the RPI cage. Off the near wall by Reno out to center. Too far for everybody. Techmeyer picks it up. That's Ben Techmeyer, the junior from Cincinnati, for Brown. Up the far boards. Good touch pass into the zone. Bedoin. Behind the RPI net, poked free by Wilson. Jumping on it over there is Abel. Nolan Abel. Upended there was an Engineer. Penalty coming up for tripping. As the Engineers will carry ahead, Perry skates off to the bench. Here comes Bourbonnais driving right to the net. He'll go behind the cage. Extra attacker on for the Engineers on the delayed penalty. Center blue line Tyrannies takes a drive, and that one hits some skates in the front and trickles to the near side. Now back up top. Manley Arister. That one was blocked. Still no touch of the puck, or at least a control for the Bears. They've gotten in the way of a couple of shots. Now Tyrannies again. Shoulder fake. Near side, Wilson a drive. Loose in the front of the crease, and we get a whistle as somebody went careening into Nieto. Looked like a teammate of his. Regardless, it'll be a penalty on Brown. RPI will go on the power play 4 minutes into a scoreless second period.
Yeah, Nieto a little slow to get up. He is up as a teammate went barreling into him, as this will be a tripping call against Brown. It will be on Zach Prisbick for Brown. He will go into the box, the Niagara Falls, Ontario native, into the box for Brown. As it now looks like it's going to be 4-on-4, as Bourbonnais is going in too, as well.
Oh, missed that one.
Yes.
No power play. Matching penalties here for 4-on-4. Fed towards the net, tipped on goal. Nieto makes the save, jamming at it in front. Looks like that was DeVito, and Nieto held his ground right along the goal line. So RPI was going to have a power play. But Riley Bourbonnais decided to match him with the late one there right before they blew the whistle. Cross-check. Interference, beg your pardon. Prapavesis now. 4-on-4 Aki into the skates of DeVito along the near wall. He'll just filter it down low. Around to the far corner now. Patrick Polino, he gets upended. Tied up behind the Brown cage. It's Sam Lafferty who comes away with it out of Hollidaysburg, PA. On for Corcoran, fires it through the top of the crease all the way to the far side, where it's corralled by Cooper. Now onto his backhand, a shot that goes just wide. Good move by Lafferty. And Perry wants to freeze this one as he gathers it with the stick and smothers it with the glove. 15:26 on the clock in the second. No score, RPI and Brown from the Houston Fieldhouse.
You know, I'm thinking maybe they got Bourbonnais for causing the Brown player to go into Nieto.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the only thing I can think of, as that came very late on that call to even it up. So 4-on-4, 15:26 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and Brown.
Face off here, right up into something, the netting maybe. We'll do it over again on a face-off in the RPI zone. Looking for our first goal here. Engineers have had some scoreless first periods this year, but generally there's a lot of goals scored when the Engineers are on the ice. Gottlieb carries it to the far point, watched by his matching number 11, Evan Tiernese. That one's stolen away. Good pressure by Tiernese. Walked him right into Reno, and the Engineers have it. Wilson chips off the near boards for Hayhurst, who corrals it in front of his own bench. Far side saucer pass connection, whipped into the skates of Tiernese, who works on further. Still Tiernese, walking right in Tiernese, fed in front, and the pass off the stick of Wilson. That would have been a highlight reel goal if the Engineers would have pulled it off. But it was Tiernese finding Wilson in front of the net. Now back comes RPI, trailing third man. It would have been a 3-on-2, but Reno got knocked down, and now the Bears are back the other way. It's Abel into the offensive zone. Make it McCardle, rather. His drop pass is swatted out of there by Tiernese. Back out to center ice. So a couple of almost chances. No real shots came. Now a shot there, and we get a whistle. It's tipped into the RPI goal by Middleton, but we get a whistle before that. And we're going to figure out what it's for. As we get a stoppage, it was Davey Middleton walked right into the slot and took a shot that was saved. He tried to follow up the rebound, but the whistle went very clearly beforehand. And now he's getting a word from one of our officials here. Honestly, I don't know what it was for.
Yeah, we're going to face off in the offensive zone. So 14:28 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and Brown.
You know, Brown has been here for some weird plays in the recent history, including a goal that maybe should have been that was waved off due to technical malfunctions in the replay system. Anyway, we play on. 6 more seconds of 4-on-4 action. Melanson are making up. Lost the puck, but did a nice job to work back to reclaim it. Now he has it. Melanson, near side connection. Good pace on that pass. Here comes Bourbonnais walking right in. Bourbonnais to the net, right out in front. It's swept away. Riley Bourbonnais stepped in front of the defenseman and got a shot away, but Nieto made the stop. Now back to the RPI zone it goes. Preisbeck is bumped off the puck. Engineers have it now. Rodriguez, sophomore from Miami, Florida, stick handling through center. Lost it there towards Reisinger. Pops right back to Rodriguez, and he'll fire a wrister on goal, but it's from a distance. And Nieto makes the glove save.
That was the only option that Rodriguez has. He found it back on his stick after he had lost it, and then he couldn't play with it. He had to just take the shot in on Nieto, and Nieto just held on to it and got the face-off. Smart play by Rodriguez. 13:25 left to play in the second. No score.
Face-off. Reisinger walked it right on front. Jam one on goal. Stop made by Nieto. To the near side now. Shots are 14-13 Bears. So RPI's even things up in that department. Now Bell looked like he was hooked a bit in the neutral zone, and they're going to call it. There was not a lot to it, but you can't do that anymore. And the Bears only playing their third game. Maybe they haven't figured it out yet, but you can't put your stick where Nolan Abel put his. And the former Nanaimo Clipper, former teammate of RPI freshman Will Riley, is going to go to the penalty box here.
Yep, 13:09 left to play in the second. No score, RPI. Brown. RPI is going on the power play this time. as a hooking call came against Brown.
Engineers on the power play for the third time. One was a 30-second man advantage. As it will be Prapavesis to lead the rush. Takes a hit, works it to the far side of his own zone, chopped back in, and now carried in by the Bears. It is Lafferty. Stick handling through the neutral zone, plays it to the far side, throws a shoulder into Prapavesis, but he put himself offside, and that draws a whistle. 12:40 on the clock in the second. You are listening to RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Perilous Garris at Dergarian from the Houston Fieldhouse. The Engineers are on the power play for the third time, looking to try and break this scoreless deadlock.
Yeah, and even though Lafferty put himself offside, he did a good job killing that penalty off by himself, a few seconds anyway.
Face off in the neutral zone. Gottlieb will carry it in very quickly, trying to center. Didn't get anything on the pass, and now Tyranese just steals it right away. And he'll backtrack behind his own goal and leave it there. RPI will start the breakout from there, and it's led by their top power play man, Jared Wilson. 4 goals on the year. 3 have come on the power play. Tipped into the zone by DeVito. Now Nanny spins around in the near corner for Tyranese, top of the circle. Back down low for Nanny. Pass evades him for a moment. He'll find it there. Nanny will carry behind the goal. Indirect to the far point for Tyranese. Back up to the circle, now near point Wilson, far point Tyranese. Near point Wilson, a drive, and that one skips wide, didn't catch it cleanly. DeVito chops at it and it goes wide. Picked up in the far circle by Tyranese. Up top for Wilson, 45 seconds on the power play. That shot was blocked. Picked up by DeVito on the far side, he's taken down. Fans looking for a call, not going to get it. DeVito back up top now, Wilson. Near side Tyranese, one-time try, rebound loose in front. Still chopping at it and the Bears clear. All the way down, stopped by Perry, who's quick out of his cage to handle the puck. He's now stick handling to the far side of his goal, plays it around to the near side for Riley. 20 seconds to go on the RPI power play. Their third, saucer pass far side, connects to Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais into the zone, takes a hit there from Techmeyer. Picked up along the near half wall. 9 seconds to go in the power play. Liljegren, far side, snapshot off a skate. It'll be picked up in the near corner with 2 seconds to go in the power play. Rattled around to the far side boards. Out of the box, the Engineers read it well. It was able, but Prapavesis was already kind of shadowing him in the neutral zone. Hayhurst plays it through the legs of the defender, but it's chopped back the other direction. Here comes Brown, 3-on-3 into the zone. Far side circle, wrist shot coming. That's blocked, rebound, stopped by Perry. Another try put wide, and now Prapavesis picks it up, and he'll play it near side for Riley Bourbonnais. Back to 5 aside as it's carried in by Prapavesis. Far side circle. Prapavesis leaning on his defender, looking to center it in front. It hit off a body and caroms around to the near point. Down low it goes. Paulino spins away from the pressure from shot comes there from Rodriguez. The pressure was Dodds. And Paulino did a nice job to work it back up top for a clean shot for Rodriguez that hit off the shaft of a stick and goes into the netting.
Yeah, Rodriguez with a shot in from the blue line, and the Bears just able to get a stick on it in the shooting lane, and that deflects up into the netting for a face-off. So both teams picking up the pace a little bit here. No score, RPI and Brown, 10:23 remains in the second.
Face-off to the left of Nieto. Back to Grant cleanly, wrister through traffic. That one went wide of goal. Far side half wall. Chipped off the boards, high in the air to center. Wood battles for it in front of the Brown bench. Still Wood finds Rodriguez, trying to stick handle through some stick checks, can't do so. Moved to center ice by Manley. Hog tied and slammed into the wall there. Was one of the Engineers, was Wood. And the Bears take over their own zone. Fed down ice on goal. Perry has it, he'll leave it aside for Grant at the last moment. Thought he was going to whistle. Then he elected to play. Cooper backhands it right back into the RPI zone where Tommy Grant has it, indirect off the near wall. That came hot off the stick of Paulino. He goes back to pick it up. Patrick Paulino across the center ice logo. That's poked away by Corcoran. Up the near boards. Rodriguez playing it back now. Engineers in possession. Up the near wall. Stopping with it is Wood. He'll play it back far side. Some space to work, and Manley will cross center and ring it in. Rattles around to the near corner. Drew Melanson Jr. tries to jump on it there. Stolen away by the Bears off a stick. Errant pass to center, picked up by Reno. He'll fire it right back in. Stopped behind the cage by Gavin Nieto, the freshman from Yorba Linda, California. Near giveaway there. And now we get a penalty coming up as there's a pile up in the corner. We're going to get a trip, and I think it's going to go on Brown again. 9:06 to go. And the Bears are doing what the Engineers have been accustomed to doing. It's been taking a couple penalties in a row and forcing this penalty kill unit to go out there, for extensive periods of time in the period.
Yeah, and this is only Brown's third game of the season, so they're probably not used to it, as you mentioned before.
They're calling the goalie Nieto for tripping, by the way.
So yeah, Nieto with the call, with the tripping call, and 9:06 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and Brown. Obviously, Nieto's not going to serve the penalty, as we'll see who goes in for Brown. But I think they changed the rules in pro that if a goalie gets a major, doesn't he have to serve it now? I think they changed that rule this year.
Interesting.
So
yeah, well, it's not.
It's not a major
for him. Luckily for Nieto, it's just you don't see a lot of tripping majors, but
right.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting if they adopted that in college, and if a goalie has to serve a penalty. That would, muck things up a little bit.
It added a new dynamic to a penalty kill, that's for sure. And Nieto takes a tripping call.
It looks like it's going to be served by Corcoran.
Yep. So Charlie Corcoran, the junior, will serve the penalty. Power play for the Engineers, their fourth. Two of them have been the full 2 minutes. Something to keep in mind as it's Wilson a drive. That one was blocked by Bird. Back up top to the point for Tyrannies. Now it's out to center. Shot all the way down the ice. It'll be tracked down by Perry. And now near side. Into the zone, carried in by Melanson. Poked off his stick. And now out to center it goes. Moving in short-handed are the Bears. Lafferty tried to make a move. Thrown in front all the way through. Might have got a piece of Perry on his way through, but is headed wide anyway. Picked up by Jared Wilson. He'll move it up ice for DeVito. He'll cross center, far side connection into the zone. Melanson just across the blue line. He'll dump it in. Far side corner now below the goal line. Everybody back there. Tyrannies in the circle, spins around. Wilson a drive, saved by Nieto. Rebound underneath his belly as he flops to the ice. And now we get a whistle as DeVito needs to be separated from, looks like Lafferty and maybe Willman over there. Make that Techmeyer.
Yeah, DeVito was just standing there, but Techmeyer came right over just in case Jimmy DeVito had any ideas of poking at the goaltender. But DeVito didn't have any thoughts of doing that. So Techmeyer just gave him a little shove, but no penalty upcoming. 7:59 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and Brown.
Shots in the period, 7-4 RPI, 16-16 overall now. As it's back to the point for Prapavesis. Far side, one-timer saved by Nieto, who got over in position to make the stop. And it's cleared all the way down once more. Stopped there by Chase Perry. Left at the side of the cage, 38 seconds to go in the RPI power play. Fed far side by Riley, connects there to Hayhurst. Back to the point, Prapavesis fakes a shot, takes the shot. It'll roll right up between the pads of Nieto, and he'll cover again. And
one thing I noticed this power play, especially this power play all game, is RPI is doing a good job getting that man in front of the net and slot and trying to screen that goaltender. And that's something that has been lacking in previous years, but it's good to see on the Engineer power play.
Liljegren shoots it around to the near point for Prapavesis. 20 seconds to go on this RPI power play. Hayhurst lost it in his skates for a moment. Works it up the boards for Bourbonnais, and it's picked away and cleared by Dane Cooper. Prapavesis back behind his own goal to start things out for the Engineers. No score here at the Houston Fieldhouse. 7:09 left in the second. Will Riley carrying ahead, poked off his stick, but right to Paulino. He looks to center, loose to the side of the cage, and it's swept out of danger. Out of the box is Corcoran, who served the penalty for Nieto. Now a shot tried on goal. Bourbonnais looking for the redirect on the try from Paulino. That one went wide. In the near circle now. Picked up by the Bears. They'll carry it behind. It's Cooper. And now working up the near wall. It's Corcoran. Charlie Corcoran in the RPI zone, lost it the last moment, right onto the tape of Manley, who clears to center. Woods trying to stick handle through some legs. That doesn't work. Picked up by Polino. He'll shoot it in. Puck rolls around to the far half wall. Helped in further by Rodriguez, who went down, but he gets right back up, and he's on the puck again. Now Wood, he's tripped up and goes down under the stick of Jatari. And now it'll be carried the other way. Big collision there. Knocked down was Lafferty by Grant. The Engineers fans enjoy that one. Outlet pass ahead to the near red line, and now flipped in deep by Polino after he crossed center. Behind the net, it's Josh McCardle. Outlet pass, good connection there from Gottlieb. On for Lappin. Lappin in, a fed across, a shot and a save by Perry. It was a clean look there for Sam Lafferty, essentially one-on-one. Got right to the hash marks, took the shot, and Perry equal to the task once again.
Yeah, clean look for Lafferty, but it was also a clean look for Perry. And Perry just stopped Lafferty, battle of the clean looks, and Perry won. 5:52 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and Brown.
Face off here, won by the Bears, bouncing puck to the point, shot was blocked. Tierney is going to be the first one to it, man breaking, he found him. Another breakaway from Melanson. Melanson walking in, he scores! Drew Melanson on the breakaway, and this time he beats Nieto. Right inside the left post there, stick side for the freshman goalie. Made a move, and this time took the shot, and Melanson picks up the goal. That being his second of the season. It's 1-0 Engineers. Yeah,
Melanson was not going to be denied this time. Almost the same exact play as before. And Melanson was not going to be denied this time. He went top shelf. And he put it in the back of the net. 5:43 left to play in the second. 1-0 RPI.
At least one assist to there will be to Tierney's, who made the great outlet pass. 8th assist of the season for Evan Tierney's, who continues to put up points here for RPI. Now a shot comes from the point that hit his shin pad. And the Bears will clear to center. We have a whistle here and an icing call. As to get the official scoring here. Nanny and Tierney's have the assists on the Melanson goal.
So 5:12 left to play in the second. RPI finally breaks the ice, no pun intended, to get in the back, to get on the scoreboard. 1-0 RPI and Drew Melanson's goal.
Prapavesis keeps it in. Here's Bourbonnais. Behind the goal, hands it off for Tierney's. To the half wall, Prapavesis. Far side connection. Riley into the middle. That's broken up, and just trying to clear out of the zone was Middleton, and he did. Now fed past Bird and corralled by Perry, who leaves it there for Riley. 1-0 is the RPI lead. That one came off the stick of Bourbonnais over Cam Hackett, who's manning the door on the near side bench, and we get a stoppage. They're just trying to determine where this face-off will take place.
So 4:45 remains in the second period. RPI leads 1-0 over Brown on Drew Melanson's breakaway goal from Evan Tierney's and Lou Nanny.
Draw here, shot in by the Bears. Around to the near side corner, and now Liljegren couldn't quite get it out of the zone. Backing up to play Riley, he does, all the way down. Will this be icing? Will it have the legs? Yes, it will. We get a stoppage in play.
So coming all the way back down the length of the ice for icing. Brown trying to find the scoreboard for the first time this year. RPI finding the scoreboard on Drew Melanson's goal, and that's where we stand right now. 1-0 RPI doing a good job. Chase Perry doing a good job actually keeping Brown off the scoreboard.
Shot comes in from the far side, goes wide. Now we get a penalty here. I think they're going to get Riley.
Will Riley going to the box. 4:18 left to play in the second. Some out-of-town scores for you in ECAC play. Quinnipiac leads Clarkson 4-2 in Potsdam. St. Lawrence leads Princeton 2-0 in Canton. Colgate continues to lead Harvard 1-0 in Austin. And Cornell and Dartmouth no score. Over in Schenectady, Yale leads Union by a score of 3-1. And this is going to be Tommy Marchant for Brown going into the penalty box.
Penalty is on the Bears. Beg your pardon, so RPI back to the power play. It'll be Melanson in the middle. Nanny can't find it. And now Tyrannese into the skates of DeVito. RPI so far this evening 0 for 4 on the man advantage. Played behind the goal now. Clearing effort all the way down by the Bears. Stopped there by Perry. Back to pick it up, Jared Wilson. He has 4 goals on the year. I mentioned it, 3 of them on the power play. His 4th one actually came on an extra attacker situation against Union. Not officially a power play goal, but the Engineers did, in fact, have more skaters on the ice than the Dutchman at the time. There just was no goalie either. Nanny played it behind the goal. Indirect back off the wall to the point. Jared Wilson does a nice job to keep it in. Near point, Tyrannese holding, waiting. Far side finds Wilson. Wrister through traffic, and that one skipped off Nieto and into the near corner. Melanson once more on for Tyrannese, trying to feed it into the slot for Nanny. They hit a skate. Now back to the point. Wilson took his eye off it, lost it, and now trying to break up ice was Bird. Passed way too far ahead for him. Goes all the way down. Of course, no icing. Brown still killing a penalty. 2:55 left in the second. RPI leading at 1-0. They're on the power play. Kicked ahead rather nonchalantly by Bourbonnais. And it's slotted right back down by the Bears. RPI will restart once more. Here's Will Riley to center ice on the carry. Riley driving in, goes below the goal line, leaves it in the corner, but nobody home. Slammed out far side, can't get it out of the zone. Kept in by Will Riley. Although his pass up the wall too soft, and the Bears clear again. 10 seconds left in the power play. Hayhurst will carry in. Maybe one more chance for the Engineers. Bourbonnais spins around at the half wall to the point for Riley. Out of the box is Marchant. Into the slot, Hayhurst. A shot off. Might have caught a piece of the crossbar on his way through. Skips off the glass, and now back come the Bears. Beaudoin had to feed it into the zone. They're going to call offside here. It was Marchant who nearly pulled his groin trying to hold the blue line, and it turned into an icing anyway. And a face-off back in the Bears' end of the ice.
Yeah, and RPI, again, close to getting that second goal on the power play. They did not, but, not for lack of trying, taking shots, and credit Nieto and the Brown defense for pinching down and keeping RPI off the board.
We have a whistle here as the puck is in the glove of Nieto. And a stoppage.
2:02 remains in the second. 1-0 RPI and Brown on Drew Melanson's breakaway goal.
Shot in off the draw around to the near side corner. And flipped right back into that by the Engineers. Race for the puck far side. It's Cooper and Rodriguez. Shot around to the near half wall. Kept in by Reno. Parker Reno down low. Paulino on it now. Patrick Paulino carries towards the top of the zone. Thought about dropping it back. He'll spin towards the far point now. Near side, good corral there by Wilson. Has some pressure, just flings it to the far corner. First one to it, Paulino. On for Rodriguez, too far for him. Pinching in Wilson again. Good pressure by the Engineers. Power play is over, but they remain on the attack. Wilson off the half wall, backhanded in deep. Knocked down Paulino. Rodriguez throws a hit. Puck still in there amongst them. Rodriguez stick handling to the near corner. Alex Rodriguez stops with it there. Little bit of pressure comes from Gitari. Flip back towards the point. Bears are going to corral it here. Willman behind the goal. Spins away from the forecheck pressure of Wood. More pressure comes to Nanny. Trying to play it up the walls. Intercepted by Reno. Centering pass out in front. Wood can't find it. And it's played back towards the blue line. Kept in by Melanson. Into Wood. Good catch by him on an aerial pass. Nanny lets it run. Cooper trying to clear. Engineers continue to put the pressure on to the far point. Prabhavessis or Wrister. That's blocked. Kicked at Nanny. Sweeping try. That one hit skates. Melanson behind the goal still. He's being bumped there by Cooper. Now it's Melanson again. Out of the far corner now. Waiting for some help. He'll spin back towards the top of the far circle. One-timer. Tyrannese skips just wide. Nieto was leading the wrong way. Willman now into the corner. Battling for the puck there. They'll try the near side. Pitching in. Tommy Grant just off the bench. He can't keep the zone. Back to center it goes finally for the Bears, who are in desperate need of a change. Lafferty tries to jump on it there. 2 seconds to go in the period. And the outlet pass to Hayhurst will come just a few seconds late, as if RPI wanted a last second shot. Good second period for the Engineers, however, as they score the only goal of this game in the second, outshoot the Bears unofficially 13-7. And at the break, at RPI going into the third period, leading 1-0.
Yeah, you know, not a bad period for the Engineers. You got to give it to Chase Perry, too, keeping RPI in it. And you also got to give it to Gavin Yetto and the defense for the Brown Bears. You know, yes, they lit up the goal to Drew Melanson. That was the breakaway. But for the most part, you know, they've been solid and keeping RPI out of the net. So for RPI, you know, you got to turn up the offense in the third period. You can't lay back and let Brown come to you. And if you're Brown, you know, you got to do more attacking and make RPI into a mistake, force them into a mistake. So they've been pretty solid so far with not making any, and that's what RPI has to do. You have to stay solid, not make any mistakes. And you know, it's going to be interesting to see this third period of how the two teams come out and play. So yeah, RPI has the 1-0 lead on Drew Melanson's goal, on assist from Evan Tierney's and Lou Nanny. So coming up in the second intermission, we have an interview with Brown head coach Brendan Whitted that Perry did before the game. So we'll get that one to you. The score here after 2 periods of play is RPI 1, Brown 0. You're listening to live coverage of Engineer Hockey on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy.
It's just me against the world.
After I came home from the war, I lost everything. My job, my family. But this place, this is where I started to put my life back together.
A few weeks ago, my husband of 47 years had a stroke. I'm staying here in this room while he recovers. Without this place, I don't know what I'd do.
At Volunteers of America, we envision a world where everyone has a place to call home.
12 years my family lived in that house, then it was gone, washed away in a flood. We were on the street. The day we came here, that's when I knew we could make it.
But it's not just about having a place to call home. It's about improving lives. Through our programs and support, our promise and hope, we work so that no one will be left behind. After all, who are we as a society if we don't help those who need it the most? To help strengthen your community, visit volunteersofamerica.org.
My son was born on the Monday of the NFL season opener. I get a call. My wife said, I'm in labor, but they're going to give me some medication and stop it. The doctor said he'll be home by kickoff. It turns out he was off by 28 days. Our son's doctor said, you're going to teach your son many things in his life. The one thing he's going to teach you is to be patient. Prematurity doesn't discriminate. This happens to everyone. Black, white, young, old, rich, poor.
Every baby has a story. Tell us about your special baby at marchofdimes.com.
For millions of children, childhood is little more than trips to the doctor, weeks in bed, and missed play dates, missed everything. They suffer from PI, primary immunodeficiency, a defect of the immune system that causes children to be sick over and over again. Identifying patterns in your child's health problems could lead to early detection of PI, which can lead to something else, a normal life for your child and you. The Jeffrey Modell Foundation. Visit us at infoforpi.org or call 866-INFO-4PI.
Also later in the second, and also in Massachusetts, Colgate won Harvard 0. And later in the second period in Schenectady, it's Yale 3, Union 2. Remember the hockey team takes on that Yale University squad here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It's superhero night. Come on out, dress up as your favorite superhero. Don't forget, purchase your tickets at the box office. The pub drops, and here's the field out tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
on in the year if you so choose. So, clock winding down at the Gary Longest Perilous Scares here on the call for you on your home for Indiana Hockey, 91.5 FM WRPI Troy, as we mentioned. And Perry RPI just has to come out and play their game. We've seen they've been able to control the flow of the game at a lot of times at this point, up until this point.
Yeah, good amount of pressure, good second period, exactly what you want for the Engineers. Key was they did not take a lot of penalties, and they were able to turn it into a goal. Drew Melanson, second of the year from Tyrannies and Nanny. So we are just about set for here this third period, and RPI trying to close one out. Engineers on the season and leading after 2 are 1-1, which includes, of course, their only win, which came against RIT. 5-on-5 hockey to start the third period. The Engineers get it deep. Big hit behind the Bears goal. Nanny stick handles out of the corner. He'll leave it behind for DeVito. Jimmy DeVito there. Back to the point. Oh, drive, and he scores! Jared Wilson! A drive from the near wall. Not a lot of angle for Wilson to work with, but he picks up his team-leading 5th goal of the year. And about in that same spot, he likes to fire a high glove side. He ripped that one past Nieto. I'm not sure if he saw it, Ed.
Well, Jared Wilson did the right thing, and he just put the shot in on net, and something happened. Yes, you're right. I don't think Nieto ever saw it, and Wilson did, and he just put the shot in, and it goes top shelf. And also the horn came back for that goal, so good to hear.
Shot in. It'll be left aside by Perry. It's a 2-0 RPI lead. Jared Wilson picking up the goal. On from Melanson. Now here is Bourbonnais, far side corner. Walking right out in front. He tries to jam it home. Puck's in the net, but I don't think it's going to count. Tyrannies kind of forced Nieto into the cage with the puck. Bourbonnais is down, but back slowly to his feet. And they're going to say the faceoff is going to come outside the zone.
Yeah, and there was a clear whistle before that puck went in the net. So, good call by the officials. Fans are obviously not happy with that, but it was the right call. 2-0 RPI leads here in the third period. 19-21 remains in that third period.
Draw here. Outside of the Bears zone. It'll be Brown to work it ahead off the face-off win. Perry leaves it behind. Shot around to the near side half wall. Beaudoin carries it behind the RPI cage out towards the far point. Pravovessis picks it up there, trying to drop it back. It's stolen away by Abel. Abel drops it back on the drop pass. And that one splits the defenseman all the way out to center. Back into the Bears zone. They pick it up there, throwing off a shin pad. They turn it over. Going to be Tyrannies, who can't quite handle the pass from Bourbonnais. And now it's behind the goal. Carried on further by McGuire. Stolen away by RPI once more. Played back to the point, but it's out of the zone. Riley will have to backtrack now, as all 3 forwards need to touch up from offside positions. Now booted into the zone by Bourbonnais. He goes off on a change. Stolen away by Melanson. He's tripped up. Penalty coming. Going to go on the Bears. And for the 7th time, RPI is going to go on the power play. This is the 4th consecutive Brown penalty taken in this game.
Yeah, it looked to me, though, that it was kind of a questionable call. I don't know. Middleton definitely did stick his stick out, but I don't know if he caught him or if Melanson did a good job of avoiding it. But anyway, the penalty on Brown.
Wraparound try there. It was Lilliger who threw it all the way behind the goalie and out the other side, but of course not into the net. There'll be a power play here for the Engineers, as mentioned. Their 7th, or 6th rather. Shot all the way down by the Bears, stopped there by Perry, who leaves it for Pravovessis. Jared Wilson with a goal, assisted Jimmy DeVito currently. 2-0 is the RPI lead. Saucer pass back, good connection there. Pravovessis has it the near point, works it down low to the goal line extended for Riley. The defenseman will spin back towards the bottom of the circle and play it down low for Liljegren. Slaps it around to the far corner for Bourbonnais. Back up top now, Hayhurst fakes the shot. Walking in, he got held up just a bit, and it was just enough. Lafferty on for Willman. Now Willman carries shorthanded, 2-on-2 into the zone with Cooper. Pulls it back, a little toe drag. Shot was blocked right out in front, and the Engineers are back the other way. Into the zone, Hayhurst. Into the slot, kind of a shot pass, went wide. Maybe just dumping into the corner. Engineers set things up. DeVito up top. Tierney's a drive and seen all the way. There was no screen. Tierney's maybe pointing, saying, maybe someone get in front of one of these, because Nieto saw that one very easily from the blue line.
Yeah, Lou Nanny also credited with assist on that goal from Wilson as well. So, but RPI doing a good job setting up their power play and getting shots. Do exactly what they need to do. 17-15 left to play in the third. 2-0 RPI.
Tierney's back to the point. Wilson's shot was blocked. Comes right back to him. Far side circle. Walking in, a wrist shot. Save Nieto. Rebound still loose. Chipped over the top of the net. It comes down in the near corner. Kicked at by Nanny. Intercepted by Bird. Outlet pass. Good connection. Here comes Beaudoin. Short-handed. Swept off his stick by Tierney, who's playing at the point. And when you do that on the power play, even as a forward, you have to sometimes play as a defenseman, skating backwards and the like, and he did a good job there. On the shorthanded rush, bouncing puck in the far circle of the Bears zone now, swatted all the way down by Gottlieb. And the Bears will change penalty killers. 7 seconds left on the RPI power play. As I mentioned, they're 6th. Officially 0 for 5, and they're about to be 0 for 6. They are now. Out of the box is Middleton, and it quickly comes Wood up ice. Centering pass right out in front. Had a man. It was Polino. Never got the shot away. And the Bears clear to center. Shot back in by Tommy Grant. It'll come down off the end board. Played out to center off the stick of Dodd. Shot back in, and we get a whistle here. And with 16:06 left in the third period, it's a 2-0 RPI lead. And RPI, and they can add another one here and feel pretty good about themselves here in this game overall after maybe a little bit of a slow first again.
Yeah, they started out slow, but, again, we've seen RPI able to control portions of the game, and they control on the scoreboard. But right now, it's them from doing the little things, taking shots and never know what's going to happen. And, 2 goals resulted in it. They're starting to finish now, which is a good sign.
Center ice face-off win for Brown. And it's played through the middle. This will be all the way down the ice from McGuire, but they wave off the icing as the Bears beat the play down. Out of the corner, spinning with it is Lafferty. Gets away from Wilson, looking to center. Fired just wide by Willman. Now back to the far point, faking a shot, taking a shot. Loose in front, swinging a miss. And now the Engineers try to carry to center. Wood poking at it, gets back on it, and he finally gives it away in the end to Willman. Far side moving in McGuire to the top of the far circle, and now Liljegren. He'll just turn it out to center ice, picked up there by the Bears. And it's Jatari. Stolen away once more. That pass by Wood too far out in front of the intended target. And it's shot in by the Bears once more, rattled around behind the goal. Riley will try to feed it out far side, right onto the tape of March, and tipped off the side of the net. There's a dangerous redirection there off the stick of Jatari, who had jumped into the attack. Now we have a penalty coming up on the Engineers. Shot coming, still loose in front on the rebound, pops right back out to the defenseman Cooper. Cooper now will just play it behind and essentially give this one away, but the Bears will go on the power play for the 3rd time tonight.
Yeah, it's been a long time since RPI has been in the penalty box tonight.
That feels good to say, right?
Yes, after 4 consecutive penalties by the Bears, RPI finally goes in the box, but maybe they're starting to get used to the calls that the referees are going to make as going into the box here for RPI is going to be
looks like Wilson. Riley.
Will Riley.
Riley's in the box for slashing. Shots are now 28-20 RPI. That tables have kind of flipped there. Flip the script on the shots on goal department, which is in favor of the Bears to start things out tonight. Pretty indicative of how this game has gone, in fact. Played ahead, Tierney short-handed. He's one-on-one with McCardle. He'll try to make a move onto his backhand for a second. Now he'll carry below the goal line and just tie things up. And he's got the puck between his skates and not letting go. Finally pried out of there by Gottlieb. And the Bears will eventually get to neutral ice. Here they are. Gottlieb near side. It drops it off for Lafferty. Sam Lafferty, far side connection into the zone. Gottlieb, or make it Beaudoin rather. Looking to center. Loose in front. It'll roll right into Perry. He'll cover it up. Not too tough there for the sophomore netminder to squeeze things. 14:04 on the clock. Third period, 2-0 is the RPI lead. 1:16 left on the Riley slashing call.
Yeah, good awareness by Perry. The puck goes off the skate of one of his teammates. He was able to cover up, and some little jawing back and forth between RPI and Brown, but the referee quick to get in between them. 14:04 left to play in the third. 2-0 RPI over Brown.
Face off to the right of Chase Perry. The Engineers win it and shoot it down. Face-offs were fairly even in the game. 21-20 coming into the period. And now Nieto nearly went on a little bit of adventure there as he went out to play a puck. Melanson nearly stole it away. Now back comes the Bears. Drop pass at the point. Engineers were waiting for it. Techmeyer does a nice job to keep it in the zone. Now Willman behind the RPI cage. Fed back to the near point into the skates of McGuire. To the half wall, and now down low from Corcoran to Willman. Back up top, here's Corcoran, fakes the shot down low, centering pass, good stick, still loose in there. Engineers need to get something on it, and it's going to be DeVito. Eventually finds it and shoots it on the way down. Good team defense on the penalty kill for RPI there. As it will be Techmeyer to skate to center for the Bears. Now McGuire spinning and firing it across. Nobody home at the far point. 2-on-1, shorthanded for the Engineers. Here they come. It's Nanny waiting and feeding behind Wood. As he was pressured a bit was Lou Nanny on the pass, and it forced it back behind. Now Wood is dumped away from the puck. Fans want to call, not going to get it. As it'll be shot in by Grant, who quickly goes off on a change. Penalty is now over to Riley. RPI 3 for 3 on the kill. Long outlet pass, let's say, was tipped, so no icing on the Bears. As Perry shoots it around towards the near wall. Kept in by Middleton. Now Lappin. Far side corner. Back to the point it goes. Near point. Wrist shot through traffic, and that one caroms wide. Middleton will slap it around to the far corner. There was a Bears player upended next to the goal as Lappin, who was slow to get up. Kept in at the far point by Cooper. Around to the near half wall. RPI being bottled up just a bit here in their own zone. It's Lappin. Holding out of the corner, spins away from a couple Engineers. Still Lappin on the puck, indirect off the wall. From the point, fake shot by Jatari. Now that one comes all the way through, but wide of the RPI cage. Picked up Liljegren, on to center for Polino. Polino in front of his own bench, gets hit hard, but gets the puck in deep. Cooper taps it away from Liljegren. And now Jatari. He'll use the end wall to play it around away from the forecheck of Liljegren. Now Middleton stops at center ice, plays it back to Cooper. Dane Cooper with it now, the junior from Chicago, Illinois. I'm sure happy about what occurred a couple nights ago. What was that last night? It's hard to keep track now. The World Series went. Anyway, the Cubs are erasing that bit of a curse. Anyway, puck shot into the RPI zone, picked up by Manley. Around to the near boards. That one came off the stick of Reisinger. And cleared out and all the way down by Manley. Will it be on goal is the question. No, it'll be icing on the Engineers by about a foot. So RPI will have to head back to their own end. 11-10 on the clock in the third period. 2-0 Engineers lead.
Yeah, and I was actually just reading an article today, Perry, about a 108-year-old woman who's a Cubs fan. She was born 2 months before the Cubs won the World Series.
Oh, wow.
108 years ago. So she's the only one in the world who has lived through 2 Cubs World Series championships. So
well, my grandmother is 84, and she told me a story about how in 1945 World Series, which the Cubs lost in 7 games, of course all the games were played during the day. There were no lights. And so her teacher in grade school brought a radio in so that the students could listen to the 1945 World Series on the radio in school. Just thinking about that, and thinking of how long ago that was. And for my grandma who watches, I'm not joking, every single Cubs game, she watches every single one. Every time I've been to her house, she lives in Chicago still, in the suburb, she has every single Cubs game on television. That's what I remember as a kid. And my grandparents watching the Cubs, and it's so great for the fans of that team to finally able to celebrate a win. And of course my cousins, all my family lives in Chicago. It was great catching up with them and talking about that great accomplishment.
Absolutely, and let's not forget the a couple Capital Region connections to the
that's
club.
right.
Johnny Evers.
Johnny Evers, right.
Yeah, second baseman. He was on the 1945 team.
1907, 1908.
1908 team, sorry. And Ben Zobrist, the MVP, former Valley Cat.
Former Valley Cat,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah,
and the MVP, yep.
A couple connections, interesting connections to the area. But anyway, back to hockey here at the Fieldhouse. 11:10 left to play in the third. 2-0 RPI over Brown.
Draw here to the left of Chase Perry. Engineers trying to close one out here at the Fieldhouse. Shot by Willman's blocked. And it'll carry him down to the bottom of the circle, now towards the near point. Engineers can't get it out of the zone. As a backhand try by Reno does the job. Doesn't have too much on it is the question. Yes, another icing here will send the face-off back into RPI territory. So not a lot going on. The clock kind of sitting still if you're an RPI fan. A lot of whistles here, some icing calls. RPI need to settle things down on the bench here maybe.
Yeah, RPI slowing the game down a lot, but they had the 2-0 lead. They're not sitting on the lead by any means. They're just, slowing the pace down of the game. 10:55 left to play in the third. 2-0. RPI continues to lead.
Another face-off to the near side of the RPI zone. Push back to the point. Captain Willman, far side drive over the top of the net. Hits off the back of the cage. Picked up Parker Reno there. Reno will try the far side. Scoops it softly out the glass to center. McCardle back the other way. Right to Reno, who gives it right back to the Bears, but in their own zone now. Gottlieb stopping. Feeding it near side for his defensive partner, McCardle. Josh McCardle ahead behind Lafferty. And over to pick up the loose puck is Gottlieb. Gottlieb far side now, tipped into the offensive zone. Jared Wilson, the Calgary, Alberta native, has a goal today. His 5th of the year. Chips it up the glass neatly for Bourbonnais. Riley Bourbonnais trying to drive the net, goes behind the cage in the end, around to the near corner. Hands it off for Wood. Bourbonnais goes into it with McCardle. And Bourbonnais was open for a second, but the Engineers couldn't find the puck. McCardle lost his stick and went back to pick it up, leaving Bourbonnais open in the middle, but Bears do clear in the end, and now it's Prapavesis. Near side for Riley Bourbonnais. Back to the point, a shot, and Riley did smartly not to touch that one. It may have deflected towards his own goal. Now Melanson kind of lost an edge for a moment. Had a step on the defenseman McGuire and lost it with a little bit of a misstep. It's played around to the near side half boards. Engineers do a nice job to keep it in. It's Evan Tyranese. He has an assist tonight. Gets stood up there by his man. That's Techmeyer, who wraps it around to the far side corner. Middleton spins back towards the corner, playing it to the near side for Techmeyer. Ben Techmeyer at 6'2", 200 pounds, works it ahead for Bird. Bird, far side circle on his backhand. Good poke check by Prapavesis. Puck to the far corner. Announced crowd of 3,071. Thanks to Jeff Morris for walking that over to me. As it's going to be picked up at center by the Bears as the Engineers do just flip it out over the blue line. Right back in comes Bird. On for Preisbeck, a wrister that goes wide, looking to try and catch Perry off that near post. He had it covered. Anyway, the puck was about 3 or 4 feet wide. Now Liljegren near side of his own zone. Backhands it across for Prapavesis. He'll give it off for Grant. He's being pressured and nearly lost it to Lappin. He got to be careful with his stick now as he was tied up just a bit with Lappin, but Grant does a nice job to work it free. 8:40 to go in the period. Centering pass, Marchand, a sliding block there by Prapavesis to break up the scoring chance. Now to the near half wall, down low, it's Marchand again. Works it back to the far point. Wrist shot coming was blocked on the try by Cooper. Polino got in the way, hand pass called here, and we get a whistle. Shots are 28-21, so both teams kind of slowing down in that department. The Engineers will take it, however, leading by 2 goals.
Yeah, Engineers, take whatever they can get. A nice sliding play by Prapavesis to prevent a point-blank try for Brown. So RPI continues to lead. 8:27 left to play in the third. A timeout is taken here. So we'll look at some out-of-town scores throughout the ACAC. Quinnipiac continues to lead Clarkson 4-2. That's in the mid-third period. Here it's 2-0 RPI. St. Lawrence expanded their lead over Princeton 3-0. Out in Canton, Colgate continued to lead Harvard 1-0, and Cornell and Dartmouth tied at 1 in Hanover. And in Schenectady, Union comes all the way back from a 3-0 deficit to Yale to tie the game at 3. And that's mid-third period as well. So Union comes storming all the way back at Messer Rink. And, of course, that same Yale team coming in here to RPI in the Houston Fieldhouse tomorrow. Back to action here at 5-a-side, 8:27 left to play in the third, 2-0 RPI over Brown.
Engineers win the center ice draw, shooting it all the way down off the stick of Wilson. This will be icing on RPI again. Little bit sloppy third period after RPI made it a 2-0 lead. Some icings and some just passes that are a little bit off the mark. And RPI want to clean things up. Don't want to give too many draws in your defensive zone. As this one will be drawn up here. Lafferty was not great on the draw, and he loses this one as well. He was 5 and 9 coming into play. There's a big hit along the far side boards. Penalty coming up here. Who are they going to get? I think it's on Brown. They touched the puck. That's why I was wondering why they hadn't blown that whistle earlier. It's going to be a boarding call drawn by Jake Wood. It'll go on Josh McCardle. So RPI will go back to the power play. Kind of a reversal of roles here for RPI and their opponents, as the Engineers will now enjoy their 7th power play of the night, and they've only taken 3. Only handed out 3 power plays to the Bears.
And you can see the frustration on McCardle's face as he goes into the penalty box, screaming at the ref that wasn't a penalty, but this year it is. 8:10 left to play in the third, 2-0 RPI and Brown. Kind of dangerous hit the way Wood went into the boards.
Yeah, another offensive zone penalty. We've seen a few of those here tonight. Engineers can essentially put this game on ice if they can find a third, and it'd be nice to get that power play going. Here is Tyrannese. Walking right in. Tyrannese will spin back towards the middle of the near circle. Now down low for DeVito. To the near half wall for Tyrannese once more. Evan Tyrannese back to the near point where Wilson had moved. Far point now, it's going to be Melanson. Through traffic that was blocked by the Bears. Clearing out to center, chopped at by Wilson there, hops into the bench. Nearly a nice play by one of the Bears assistants. Looks like it could be Josh Sikoko there, or Sioko.
Yeah, and the puck went out of play before it went into the Brown zone, so that it's going to be a neutral zone faceoff, which helps Brown. 7:44 left to play in the third. RPI leads this one 2-0. 1:34 left to go in the power play for RPI.
Prapavesis, D-to-D in his own zone for Riley. And now Bourbonnais trying to tip it on quickly for Lildrer. That didn't work, and now shorthanded come the Bears. Willman, he's got speed. We know about that. Turns and takes a wicked shot low along the ice, and a stick save was made by Perry. Now back come the Engineers once more. Lildgren leading the rush, flips it in, knocked out of the air by Jatari, but the Engineers do keep it. It's going to be Riley at the near point. A minute to go on the RPI power play. Engineers 7th of the night. Around to the far side, Bourbonnais. Back to the point, Hayhurst. Down low, Riley Bourbonnais. Kicks it to himself, plays it to the near side. That was partially broken up and chopped to the neutral zone. Prapavesis feeds it far side, waiting for Hayhurst to join play back in the neutral zone. He'll chip it up the wall. Jatari with it. He looks to clear. Too high for the leaping Hayhurst, and all the way down it goes. 37 seconds on the RPI power play as Beaudoin throws a hit into Prapavesis, but he keeps the puck. Now Bourbonnais up the near side, shielding, drops it off for Tyrannese, and a bit of a late offside call, but one nonetheless. 27 ticks on the clock on the RPI power play. We're down to 6:36 left in the third. And a 2-0 RPI lead.
Yeah, and RPI doing a good job controlling the puck on this power play. They have a 2-0 lead. They don't really need to shoot it. They just control it. I mean, of course, they want to try to get that goal, but they're doing a good job controlling nonetheless.
Grant plays it near side for Wilson. He'll carry in and just ring it in. To the far side corner, Polino. Melanson, smart play to let it run for Tyrannese. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Melanson in the corner. Melanson drops it back to Tyrannese. Wilson a drive, and that one Nieto caught just enough of. Went behind the net. Penalty about to expire. Polino into the skates of Melanson. Melanson now, far side circle. Twisting and turning, trying to get away from Techmeyer. Tried to feed it in front. Would have been a superb pass as it would have fed it through 2, maybe 3 Bears to find Tyrannese. Not the case. It deflects in on the goaltender Nieto, who will smother it.
5:57 left to play in regulation. 2-0 RPI over Brown. RPI doing a good job on that power play, cycling and keeping control. We'd like to remind you, you're listening to 91.5 FM WRPI Troy. Ed DeGarren along with Perry Lascaris bringing you the action here from the Houston Fieldhouse.
Face-off win for RPI. Near point Manley. He'll take a wrist shot. That one's blocked by Bird out to center. Charlie Manley back to pick it up there. Fed along, too far out in front of DeVito. Backhanded dangerously back towards Nanny, but he couldn't control. And the Bears have it once more. Fed to the far side of their own zone. McGuire. Cross ice feed to the Bird, centering it all the way through. Forwards weren't able to get there, Prizeback included, weren't able to get to the front of the net in time, and it trickled right through the low slot area. Now back to center come the Engineers. Wood, good poke check by McGuire, shoots it back the other way. Trying to find it in front of the Bears bench. It's carried on further by Prizeback. He'll play it far side. Middleton tied up by DeVito as we approach 5 minutes to go in regulation. Into the middle looking for Willman, too far for him. Manley with a nice look-ahead pass for Wood. He's slowed up on his way into the offensive zone. The fans wanted yet another penalty, not going to get one there. Here come the Bears. Walking right in, Willman. It's poked away from him at the very last moment before he could get his shot away. Now a wrist shot comes, blocked by Bourbonnais. He does a great job of that into the netting, and we get a stoppage. He was one of the best last year at blocking shots for forwards was Riley Bourbonnais, and once again he's one of the leaders on the team in that department. Just getting in front of just about everything he can.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. You know, South Africa said last year, you know, it was the little things like blocking the shots. And that's what RPI is doing tonight, going down, blocking the shots, winning the battles in the corners. There's
a play blocked at center, again by Bourbonnais. Maybe not a shot, but you get the picture. He's getting in front of a lot of pucks, forcing that one out to center. He's actually second on the team right now, usually in a statistic reserved for defensemen. He has 12 block shots coming into play tonight, second only to 21 by Tommy Grant, the sophomore defenseman there. There's a pass back to the near point, some space for Prabhavessis, fakes the shot, takes the shot, pad save made by Nieto. Rebound corralled by Melancon. Engineers just getting to more pucks tonight than the Bears were. We heard Brendan Wittick talk about something the Bears need to do a better job of, which is having the puck, and Engineers have won a lot of these 50-50 battles, getting to the loose pucks and maintaining offensive zone possessions. That's something they have improved on significantly here tonight, as it's the Bears out to center ice. Corcoran all by himself takes a shot that goes wide. That'll lull the Engineers' three men who were back to sleep and got a good shot away when he was the only one for the Bears in the offensive zone. Now down low, drop pass, top of the circle, pulling it back, marching a shot, sliding block, and that one is going to sting. Now that's what you call giving up your body. Lou Nanny got in front of that wide open margin shot. It looked like a wide open shot, and he's going to skate this one off. In fact, Lou Nanny got his boot in front of it. You don't want to take one of those in the ankle, but he may have saved a goal right there.
Yeah, and you know, we hate to harp on it again, but it's blocking the shot, it's winning the battles in the corners, it's winning face-offs, which you're doing a lot more often this year. 3:36 left to play in the third, 2-0 RPI and Brown.
Parker Reno off the defensive zone face-off win, shoots it around for Wood. Gets some help from Wilson, who just lobs it out to center on the backhand. They're going to wave off the icing very early on. To the near corner it goes. McGuire up the near wall. Stick handling on further. Here comes Beaudoin into the slot. That one's blocked again. Caroms off the glass behind the RPI cage. DeVito has the puck between his skates. Lappin keeps it alive along the far wall, chipping it up the boards but not out. Shot by Marchand, stick save by Perry into the netting, and we get another stoppage. 3:01 on the clock now. Bears getting some shots. Not all of them finding the target, however, due to the shot blocking of the Engineers here in the period.
Yeah, shots 30-24 in favor of the Engineers, but really, and RPI doing a good job slowing this period down, slowing down the flow of this game. They do have the 2-0 lead. They're not sitting on the lead. They're just slowing down the game, and that's a big difference between what we've seen in years past.
Officially, the Engineers have blocked 16 shots in this game. The Bears have blocked 23. But shots attempted 61-53 RPI. As Ed mentioned, 30-24 the Engineers lead in shots on goal. That was a lot of numbers I threw at you there. It's all right if you missed some. Here's Middleton into the middle, and a glove save by Perry, and that one was tougher than it looked. As, again, one of the Bears players allowed to walk into a pretty dangerous area. But Perry did see that one and did make a glove stop on Davey Middleton.
Yeah, that could have been, you know, if that could have been the Browns' first goal of the year, but Chase Perry was there to deny it, deny Davey Middleton. They're now going to get a timeout taken by Brendan Whitted with 2:40 left to play in the third. RPI leads 2-0, and with the face-off coming in the RPI zone, we'll see if Nieto goes to the bench, and I just saw him go over the boards, and he's sitting on the edge of the bench. So presumably Brown will come out with 6 forwards after this timeout to try to do something early on in this game.
Engineers' fewest penalties they've taken in a game this year was against RIT, where they took 2. Well, there's only 2 power plays, but there were a lot of penalties, a lot of matching penalties in that. It was a weird game against the Tigers, but there's the fewest number of penalty minutes in the game so far this year for RPI. That was 12 they took against North Dakota. So, and they're currently sitting on 6, which is obviously half that. And if you're the Engineers coaching staff, you'll definitely take this effort, at least from a discipline standpoint. Empty net for the Bears with 2:40 to go. RPI leading at 2-0. That means 6 skaters are out there for Brown. RPI wins the defensive zone draw, and it's out to center ice. And Jake Wood, who has the last empty net goal. And he had a chance at that one, but it's played down the middle of the ice for Brown, up ahead into Wilson, who can't clear it out of the zone. Down low. Sliding poke check made by DeVito. Got away from Willman for just a second. But he's back on it behind the RPI net. It was actually Lafferty the second time. Kicked at by McCardle to keep it in. Lafferty down low. 2 minutes to go in regulation. To the far side half wall. Turning and feeding it right past Reno. Would have had a chance to clear. Now Lafferty, or make it Corcoran near corner. Back to the point, Gottlieb. Far side, walking into the skates now of Lafferty. Up top is Gottlieb again. Wrist shot coming. That one deflects wide. Bears are doing just about what they want here in this 6-on-5 situation. As it's picked up by Wood. And now Wilson. Fans just want the Engineers to clear the zone. They do. Puck played to the far side neutral zone. Picked up there by Max Willman. Into the slot, wide open. A shot saved by Perry. Rebound, they score. It was a rebound on the near side of the net, and it's a 6-on-5 extra attacker goal for the Bears, making it 2-1 with 1:23 to go.
Yeah, and you got it. It's just a matter of time. You know, Chase Perry lets up a nice rebound in front of him, and RPI again not marking up the net crashers, and Beaudoin just puts the puck in the back of the net as they let they let Beaudoin come back door, and they let him free and don't mark him up. And that results in the Brown first goal of the year. Goes to Beaudoin.
Brett Beaudoin, the freshman, with his first collegiate tally, playing in his third game, of course. Chase Perry is ever so close, just 1:23 away from his first collegiate shutout. We'll have to wait to another day. Anyway, it's 2-1 now, and now to the bench goes Nieto once more with 1:14 to go in the third period. And now it's just a 1-goal lead for RPI. Puck tied up along the near boards. Shots have been narrowed to 30-27 RPI. Engineers digging for it. Comes back to the point, and now far point. Fed wide of the cage, off the back of the net. Trying to center it out in front. Comes all the way free to the point for Jatari. Jatari in deep. Krapavestis has his man tied up. 45 seconds to go. Engineers trying to work the puck out of the zone. They finally do. It's Tyrannese. Will he take a shot at center? No, he'll feed it far side. Melanson has an open net, and he finds it. A wide open goal, empty netter for Drew Melanson. And that makes it 3-1 RPI. It's Melanson's second goal of the game. And that should do it. I say should, with just 34.5 seconds to go.
Drew Melanson again, get credit to Evan Tyrannese. Wasn't selfish. He realized he had Drew Melanson open, passed it to Melanson, let Melanson get the goal to pretty much ice this game.
Center ice draw here off the goal as it's fed on goal, sticked away by Perry. Off the ice once again goes Nieto with 25 seconds left. 6 skaters on once more. Fed to the far point, all the way down, race for the puck. Jake Wood, he wants an empty net goal. Chasing McCardle. McCardle the first one to it with 13 seconds left, and you can pretty much expect that kind of unselfish play from Tierney's to make that extra pass. He'll do it just about every time. This is a shot through traffic, loose to the side of the net. Where is it? And Perry still fighting for it. We have whistles. And there's a big-time pile-up here. 6 Bears and 4 or 5 Engineers around Chase Perry. Puck's underneath somebody with 0.7 seconds remaining. There's the puck. It's it looks like a scene from Slapshot right now. Everybody's paired off. And they're going to have to be separated here. Sticks and gloves missing, helmets as well. But the moral here, the outcome here has been decided, of course, just the 0.7 seconds. And the Engineers are going to get their first league win and their second win on the year here this evening.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna get a few penalties here at the end for this little scuffle. Somebody went into Chase Perry after Perry made the save. Someone from Brown went into the goalie, whether he was checked in or just came in naturally, don't know. That's what started this whole thing. It looked like it was Lappin that went in there. Lappin, or maybe it was Dodd. But someone went into Perry, which started this whole thing. Jared Wilson obviously taking exception to it, Jimmy DeVito. So miraculously, no one going into the penalty box.
Yeah, we'll be okay with that. Oh, now Bell went in there and took a swipe at one of the Bears on the final face-off here, but they'll be separated and no one worse for the wear. Other than the Bears, who dropped to 0-3, 0-1 in the league. The Engineers now 2-5-1, 1-2-0 in ECAC hockey play. They have a very tough Yale club coming to town tomorrow night. But so far, so good on the weekend. RPI picks up a 3-1 win. We mentioned it right before that, but the minute 23 away from the shutout was Chase Perry, who once again was superb for RPI and gets a deserving first win as a member of the Engineers.
Yeah, and he really played solidly for RPI. That one goal at the end, there was a 6-on-5. Because of that, RPI couldn't really mark that guy up coming in, Beaudoin, resulting in the goal on the back door. So
yeah, certainly wasn't his fault.
Certainly wasn't his fault. Any goalie would have been hard pressed to save that. But yeah, really solid. I mean, he really did have to make some difficult saves for RPI. And a good solid game by RPI. Still very sloppy at times, especially in the defensive zone. But offensively, Seth Happert mentioned it. I mentioned it in the game too. You can feel this team when they start getting rolling. They're going to be tough to beat. And at some point today, it clicked for them, and they were able to really control it. And a key part of that was staying out of the penalty box. And doing good on the penalty kill, but staying out of the penalty box, blocking shots, winning the pucks in the corners, winning the face-offs for RPI. That's everything they did today, and it resulted in the 3-1 victory. So, maybe now they'll get the hint that, hey, it really does work if we do all this. A good solid game for RPI. Still not perfect by any means. I'm sure Seth Appert would tell you that too, that they didn't play a perfect game, but they played a solid game, and they did what they had to do, resulting in a 3-1 victory here tonight.
I'll run down the scoring here while Ed comes up with his offensive and defensive Engineers of the game. Lots of scoring late. It was Drew Melanson who got the scoring started at 14-17 of the second period, his third of the year from Evan Tierney's and Loon Nanny. It's actually his second of the year. And Jared Wilson with his team-leading 5th goal of the season, 19 seconds into the third, made it 2-0 from Jimmy DeVito and Nanny once again. Brett Bedoin brought the Bears to within 2-1 at 18:37. An extra attacker goal from Sam Lafferty and Charlie Corcoran, but then the empty netter from Melanson, his second on the game, third of the year. An empty net goal. Right now, no assists. That could change. There's definitely going to be an assist. At least 2 Tierney's would be his second point of the evening. To cap the scoring. That came at 19:26. In goal, Chase Perry, 27 saves for the win. Gavin Nieto, 28 stops in a losing effort once more.
Well, my offensive and defensive engineer of the game, I think offensively, I'm going to give it to Drew Melanson. Played a solid game, resulted in a couple goals here tonight. That's what he had to do, getting his team jump-started. And that top line of him, Tierney's, and Manny really, really doing a great job.